Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is Annie Henderson, your friendly life coach. And today I wanted to talk about boundaries. I wanted to talk about all of the shoulds that seem to control a lot of our lives. As a life coach, I work with lots of women that struggle with people pleasing, the inability to say no without a lot of guilt attached. So whether it's family, sometimes it's a work situation or relationships, being able to say no makes your yes stronger, more powerful, more meaningful. So take a moment to think about a time or a person in your life that it is hard to say no to. It could even be your kids. So let's go through a few examples of some big shoulds that seem to overwhelm a lot of my clients. And if they apply to you, let me know in the comments. And just know and remember, you're not alone with this. I struggled for decades at being a massive people pleaser. So I get it and I understand. And here I am on the other side, right, as a recovered people pleaser, and just living my best life, a life that I am worthy of, and so are you. So when thinking about kids, if you have children, the idea that you have to go to every one of your child's events, otherwise you have failed as a parent, that is not accurate. Not accurate. And there's been some of mine that I've been able to go to as a mom, tennis matches, volleyball, everything. And there's been some that I haven't been able to go to, and my child loves me nonetheless. One game or event is not going to make or break your relationship. If it feels like it is, then there's probably some other areas that need your attention. There probably need some deeper conversations and connections with your kiddos that you need. With my kiddo, I've been very intentional from the get-go. I didn't want her to become a people pleaser like me. I was very aware of her love language and our communication and boundaries and chores and all of these things from a loving place. Because a lot of us are trying to break these generational curses. Maybe there was something from your childhood that you didn't like, so you were going to do the complete opposite. And sometimes when we do that, and we're like, my mom never came to any of my things, or she missed some of them, then we twist ourselves into a pretzel trying to be the perfect parent and go to every event, even if it means neglecting yourself or missing other important things. So take a moment, think about yourself. If you're a parent, if you know a parent that this sounds like, feel free to share this with them. Now let's talk about our parents. A lot of times there can be some major shoulds around what we should do, what we owe them. A lot of times as adults, we are still placing ourselves under them. They're our parent, we're our child. Everything they do and say is right. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to, etc., etc., etc. Now, one thing I do with my clients is if you wouldn't apply the same rules to your own kids or to a best friend, right? If they're telling you a similar situation, you're like, no, that's not the case. You don't need to do that. But yet you turn on yourself. Notice the hypocrisy in this. Notice that you can say one thing out of one side of your mouth and another on the other side. There is no shoulds, there is no must. The most important thing is your mental and emotional health. Just like you would want that for your kids or your nieces or nephews or your best friend. Their mental and emotional health are the most important. Now, when making those decisions for yourself, if you decide, you know what, and I've had some clients do that this year, I'm going to do Christmas by myself, or I'm not going to drive, or I'm going to spend maybe 1 hour and then I'm going to leave. Usually that brings up some fear in them before they're ready and they're at that point where they can do that. There's a lot of fear about someone being upset with them, someone being mad. There's a quote about people pleasing that goes, people pleasing is an unintentional form of manipulation. We do things so people will like us. Ooh, dagger in the heart. That doesn't sound ideal, and none of us would actually want to manipulate others. Unfortunately, we've become mask wearers where we do that to protect ourselves. We think it's protecting others. And if you're a people pleaser, then you can relate to this, that you're probably exhausted and overwhelmed because you cannot please everyone. If you think of my favorite food, pizza. Not everyone loves pizza. I know, I don't get it. Whatever your favorite thing is, or your favorite movie or celebrity, not everyone agrees, even though you think that person is amazing. Same with you. You cannot please everyone around you, and do not kill yourself trying to do that. So, is it okay for a parent or a child or a friend or a coworker to get upset? Yes, it is. Right? You cannot control what they do or they don't do, what they feel, what they don't feel. So for your homework, for your soul work, for your assignment this week, your takeaway, I want you to notice this week all of the shoulds that are coming up in your life, all the supposed tos, all the have tos. And notice if it's around certain people or certain activities, how you feel, the thought process going through your head. And if you need someone to help you with this so it doesn't continue and just snowball into something worse, reach out for a consultation call. If you go to anniemhenderson.com, you can sign up for one. In the details of this video, there's probably some information and a link that you can click on, but you deserve better. And coming from someone who was a people pleaser and now I'm on the other side, there's peace for you when you're ready. There is freedom. There is calm. I can still love my mom even if she's upset because I didn't do this thing that she wanted. I can love my child to pieces even if they are upset. We all have these emotions that come and go, and it's okay. Just like it's okay for us to have tears, to be mad. What we don't want to do is dwell in whatever feeling it is. So you don't want to live in overwhelm. You don't want to live in exhaustion or anger or sadness. But they're okay to go through and to process through. So give yourself that gift of grace and compassion, just like you give others. But this is a new year, and it is time for you to make some choices for yourself. And when you do that, you start to notice that people will start to adjust. Be you, they will adjust. And although you might have that fear that, but what if they don't? But what if they do? What if you can live your life, they can live theirs, and you can pick the happiest version, not based on anyone else's expectations, not based off of church or what your childhood teacher thought or your grandparents, but you, what feels like home, what feels whole, what will fill your bucket, even if no one else agrees on it. I'm here to help. Come back next Monday. Reach out if you need some help. Come and join us over on TikTok at 3 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday, for some conversations, some laughs, some support. And this right here on YouTube each Monday. Take care, everyone. Be good to yourself.